I mean, it is being called a bombshell. I guess it sort of is within the royal family. What do we make of this news? I mean, there's reports certainly today that the Queen wasn't fully aware of what was about to happen, and certainly that it wasn't going to happen on an Instagram account.
Yeah, I do think that the Queen was probably involved in discussions about it before now. But I think what the Queen got surprised as, like all of us, was the fact that they announced it officially on Instagram. I mean, I think that's absolutely disgraceful. I really do. Because normal, whatever you say, their Instagram account's got the word royal in it, and royals always make announcements officially, don't they? From the palace, they make an official announcement, not on Instagram. So it's almost like they're trying to upset everybody. It's almost, yeah, no one really knows what's going on. No one actually knows, and everyone is blaming Meghan, and I don't buy that either, because I think he's also to blame for whatever reason, but the fact that they've both gone completely rogue. And you know, like young royals who... rogue. But young royals, like, who are not going to ever be king. It happened with Prince Andrew, obviously, and Edward and Charles for a while. When they know they're not going to have to get there and be that person, they kind of do go off the rails a little bit. And I'm not saying they've gone off the rails in that way, but they are acting like, I don't know, they're doing it their way, and I don't think they should be doing it their way.
I suppose the Instagram thing is maybe their way, and I guess it is kind of the modern-day way to give them a little bit of credit for choosing to do it that way. Did you sort of see any of this coming, do you think?
Do you know,
was it sort of bubbling along for a while?
I think, firstly, the fact that they've gone to Instagram, to many people, is disappointing. But I think if you see it from their aspect, that is their platform. That's the people that follow them, who care for their needs, who think about them. And I think that was their way of putting out their story. They've been on TV. They've done other areas where there's been a whole heap of backlash. So I think that was their way. And I think, look, I personally think you did see something like this coming. It's not just Meghan. Harry has also kind of been always an outsider, not necessarily in a negative way, but it seems like he wanted to kind of, you know, just be more of a normal person than just being always in the headlines. You know, you've got to think about Harry. He went through something really traumatic as a child, and I think it's really upsetting with all this Brexit, all this stuff they're saying, that in the midst of it, we're forgetting about our Prince Harry and what he's been subjected to. There's been so much said about how she's controlling him, and I feel like a lot of it is now going to come onto the shoulders of Meghan. But how can we, as the United Kingdom, forget about our own Prince Harry, who is probably going through post-traumatic stress? Like, it's so clear. And the worry
Sometimes it does almost feel, doesn't it, that like he's trying to do for Meghan what he couldn't do for his mum.
Exactly.
And I wonder if that is a projection onto it.
How's that going to work, though? Because they get a lot of attention now. They're hounded by the press, and they think by doing this, they're going to get less attention.
I don't think it's going to be absolutely unbearable for them, because I think they're going to be global megastars and they're going to be hounded.
We all, I'm guessing, probably watched the ITV documentary, didn't we? Let's just remind ourselves of some of the things they said then.
It's not enough to just survive something, right? Like, that's not the point of life. You've got to thrive.
Every single time I see a camera, every single time I hear a click, every single time I see a flash, it takes me straight back.
My British friend said to me, I'm sure he's great, but you shouldn't do it, because the British tabloids will destroy your life. Not many people have asked if I'm okay, but it's a very real thing to be going through behind the scenes.
Wow.
Well, you see, I think when you hear him say that, your heart actually goes out to him, and I think... But I do think also is enormous privilege, wealth, power that comes with being in the royal family. And do you really have to read all this stuff? I mean, is this what it is about, them leaving the royal family? Is it really just about what the press have said? Because that seems to be all that
it is. But
I just don't think that's enough.
I think the reality is that although they're in the role, they are human beings, and everybody has a different capacity of how much they can take. And we don't know exactly what's going on, but at the end of the day, they've spoke about mental health, they've spoke about feeling ostracised, and I think we need to focus on, instead of, you know, bombarding them with a statement of why have they done it, why aren't we asking the question, like she said, how are you, Harry? Harry? Like, are you okay? They're isolating themselves from a lot of people. Yes, they've got a role to play, but what about them just as human beings?
How is this going to make it better, though? Tell me that.
Well, my
How's it
fear
gonna make it easier for them?
is it might make it worse in the sense of they are going to be propelled into the public eye even more and seen as celebrities. But this is why we, as United Kingdom, have to be more empathetic and caring towards Harry and Meghan and their son. And as well, we've got so much drama going on in the UK.
Sympathy,
People outside of UK are going to think
when she's
that we're...
going out there whining and moaning about her privileged life, and Harry as well, up to a point. It's like, you know, when they say, oh, we're going to be financially independent, but they still want to keep the house that we paid for to do up. I think they don't have a clue what proper financial independence means. I think they really don't understand. And just to say that is almost like, quick, support us because we're going to be financially independent.
I think we need to take away the glam and just simply ask Harry, how is he? Someone needs to have that empathy and ask, how are you? Because we don't want this to escalate and end in such a tragic way, which we've seen with his late
Do you
aunt.
think they'll make it? Do you think that they'll stay together?
I hope they make it, but unfortunately, when people are brought together through trauma, sometimes when it's, you know, it's kind of distilled, the reality of what you're in, you're then faced. So we can only hope that they make it, because if they don't, then where has that left Harry and where has that left Meghan? And more importantly, where's left this little boy whose parents
What do you
are
think?
both
Do you think
going
she
through
should have stayed in, though, and fought whatever she felt was against her within the institution? Do you think she should have stayed and fought?
Well, not saying you knew what you're sort of marrying into. I guess maybe you don't, because once you're in it, it's like, oh, this is the real story. But certainly beforehand, the royal family, you know, we know what it is to a certain extent.
Well, people didn't like Diana either, did they? A lot of people loved her, but a lot of people didn't like her because they thought that she was doing the same thing. And it's like,
And the
you
same
can't
with Catherine.
infiltrate this family, whatever. However great you are, and you'll always get public support, but not enough.
You know, there's a lot. There's so much that could be said.
Absolutely. So interesting times, isn't it? I know exactly.